Assalamu alaikum. Madrid 5, Madrid 2. Now, I don't really have to say which Madrid is which because I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. Now, look, I know I'm late. I had stuff to do on this unsuccessful Saturday. All right? I wish I never saw the game. Sadly, I watched maybe all of it except for maybe I'd say 5 to 10 minutes of playing time where I didn't really have a chance to watch, but I kind of got a gist of the game. All right? Atletico Madrid dominated Real Madrid. And it is what it is. That's literally how it went. We got it handed to us. There's no other way to cope about this. There's no any other excuse. Besides, if the manager, if the coaches, if the players watched Real Roots. Now I'm going to explain why. And I have evidence as well. All right. So let's start off by this. If you guys look at my full videos, all right, not the clips that I post that I try to hype up Madrid, the full videos, I've always said in majority of the match reviews and also previews, I've said this. Go back and watch my Atletico Madrid versus Real Madrid preview, the video before this one about Atletico Madrid. And what did I say that Xabi Alonso and Real Madrid has to be careful of? They have to be aware of the set pieces. Crosses are the same exact thing because with set pieces you can do crosses. All right, on an open play you can do crosses, which it counts as a set piece. I've always said that is what Real Madrid struggles with, and it showed us this game. 4 of their goals came from either crosses or set pieces, basically corners. All right, and also let's not forget the brilliant free kick by Julián Álvarez. Insane. Really, really insane. And just last preview match, I did mention how Real Madrid just signed the new set-piece coach. And obviously, I'm aware, not everything could go well within a couple of hours. You know, I'm sure that they just signed this man and he's just inputting his ideology within the team. But it's embarrassing. It really is. And especially when we lose like this against a club that really has no success compared to Real Madrid, is really embarrassing. And I just saw there's a stat that Real Madrid in the last 7 games only won once in the Metropolitano. Only once at Atletico Madrid's home stadium. That should tell you something. That we always struggle at their stadium. That's literally what it is. Some Real Madrid fans could use that as an excuse, like, oh, you know, we always lose there, but wait until they come to the Bernabeu. No. Okay? No. We just lost 3 important points to a team who was not even set. A team that was not even consistent. A team that only had 2 wins out of their 6 games. And you're here to tell me that we lost to a team like that, where they looked like they struggled against every single team. But against Real Madrid, who are the favorites, right, in a couple of people's eye, to win the UCL, to win La Liga, to have a Ballon d'Or winner, to have a La Liga player of the season. That with this performance, it did not look like that. With this performance, it did not look like Real Madrid were going to win, even against other teams. Like, I'm not even talking about Barcelona. I'm not talking about Liverpool. I'm talking about like teams like Girona. I'm talking about teams like Bilbao. How are we supposed to win against these teams? You know, because, you know, I'm not going to lie. We've done good so far. We've had a good streak, all right? We've had a good streak. Everybody was confident that Real Madrid was going to win just because of Atletico Madrid's form. Now, I will not be surprised if the next team that Atletico Madrid faces wins. If that team wins against Atletico Madrid, but Atletico Madrid beat us, that gets to show you the level that we're at. Now, look, I'm going to be completely honest. I saw the lineup, and I was hoping that this didn't happen. Go look at my preview match when I predicted the lineup. That was not my lineup. And if it was, I made a mistake because I'm kind of like spacing out. I did not want Jude Bellingham to start. That's me being completely honest. Because number one, is not because he's a bad player. He's one of our best players, right? But number one is because the shoulder, right? The shoulder surgery that he just came back from. He came back way before his return set date. He came back way before that. And now you're already putting him at a starting lineup against not just any team, our city rival. Now, when I'm saying our, yes, me. Somebody said our, yes. It's me and my Madrid team. I'm not born in Spain, Madrid, but it's our city. You guys get the point. Putting Jude Bellingham in the starting position against a team like this, that is not something that I expected Xabi Alonso to do. I did not expect him to kind of because it looked like he panicked. If I'm being honest, it looked like he panicked and decided to put our best starting 11, on paper, what we have available, decided to just put them there. That is not what a top manager should do. Not saying that Xabi Alonso is a top manager, right? Obviously, he is a great manager. However, that is not a manager's mindset. You go in and do what you got to do without forcing anything. Because if you guys look at Jude Bellingham, the way he played that game, I swear that I forgot that he was on the pitch. There was nothing that he provided for us. And it could be that he is still coming back from that injury because he sat out for a long time, a really long time. So the fact that we started him against this massive game just blew my mind. That's number one. All right. Number two, we had a giant, a 6'5" giant outpacing our defenders, breaking our defensive line, going around our defensive line, and most importantly, nobody could mark him. Nobody was able to mark him, and that was just embarrassing. Now, if you look at Diego Simeone's managing skills this game, and by the way, I don't like the dude. I don't like Atletico Madrid. I'm being completely honest here. I don't like them. The players, there's some players I like. However, I will give him props because you don't always see Courtois starting. All right, I probably said his name wrong. But you don't see him starting often. You don't see Griezmann on the bench often. But guess what? He definitely saw the weakness that I've been pointing out. This whole time I've been pointing it out. So he might be subscribed to my channel. I am being completely honest. He might be subscribed to my channel because I said Real Madrid's defensive set piece tactics are not at point. They are not good. They do not know how to mark players. They do not know how to defend set pieces being taken against them. We've seen it last year against Arsenal. We've seen it this year against Atletico Madrid. We've seen it last year with Barcelona. We've seen it with PSG. We've seen it with a bunch of these top teams that just know how to break Real Madrid's set piece defensively. And not even that. Not just the big teams. It's also the small clubs. No disrespect. But the clubs who are not as big as these other clubs that I just mentioned. So look, this is what I wanted to say. It's not just an off day, right? It was not just an off day. It wasn't. It was that this team, this Atletico Madrid team, Diego Simeone, he knew exactly what was the weakness. He knew it was crosses. He knew it was set pieces. And that was what made Atletico Madrid successful. Because the only goal they got that was kind of a regular goal was the last fifth goal. And that is what's crazy. Griezmann has not scored in his last 22 La Liga games. His last 22. But guess what? He scored against Real Madrid. That's how he got his first goal after being in a drought. Isn't that insane? They were just broken out there. And I am not telling anybody did good. I'm not saying that anybody did good. Because everybody did bad. From the starting to the bench. Besides Arda Güler. And guess what? Xabi Alonso took him out. Yes, our star player in that game who was being creative, who was giving these and feeding these attackers and players the balls and being able to control the midfield, right? That I criticized a couple of games ago because he was not at his level. I didn't criticize him, but he was not at the regular Arda Güler level. He got taken out, which was insane to me. Because anybody should have got taken out besides Arda. Arda was doing so good for us. He got out, and that's it. Nothing. And guess what? Jude Bellingham stayed on the pitch. Insane. I really don't know what Xabi Alonso was thinking. I really don't know why Gonzalo got on. I don't know why Rodrigo was switched out with Vinicius, right? I'm sure that's what happened because I didn't really pay attention to that part. But I saw Rodrigo there. I don't know if Vinny was there, but Vinny was also our good player. providing that assist to Arda. Insane. He was good. But besides that, he was not at best. Mbappe was good for finding that shot that came through, once again, our best player, Arda Güler. So some of the decisions this game, like, just made me question, like, what made our manager, what made our players play like this, decide like this, defend like this, attack like this? Because you can't say Atletico Madrid played haram ball when they dropped 5 goals on you. 4 of those goals came through the same way. Crossing, set pieces. All right? 4 of those goals came through those 2 ways. All right? And still Real Madrid couldn't defend after the first one, after the second one. All right? Now, there was a penalty. All right? There was a penalty. And I'm not going to lie, it's 3. It was 3 goals that we conceded through set pieces and crossing. But the set piece led to the penalty, which is why I'm counting as 4 goals. All right? So, Real Madrid really, I don't know what happened, honestly. I do know what happened, but I don't know what's going to happen. Are they going to stay the same? Because the way they played today reminded me so much of when we had Carlo Ancelotti as our manager. And the fact that we didn't lose as bad last season under Carlo Ancelotti against Atletico Madrid just probably gives you the message that this might have been like a really, really bad day for Madrid. Or maybe just the tactics and the game plan were just out-managed and out-game planned by Simeone, because nothing worked for us. There was nothing that worked for us. I really don't know what else to say. Usually, I would give props. Usually, I would, if Real Madrid played bad, I would just maybe give my advice. But this game, just like nothing went right for us. Yes, we got 2 goals, but nothing went right. 5-2 just reminded me of last season. And if Atletico Madrid could do this to us when they are not in form, right, compared to their other last 6 games, what makes you think is going to happen? What makes me think that Real Madrid is going to do good against maybe Liverpool, against Barcelona, against these other top clubs? What makes me think that? Nothing. This game didn't convince me. This was Xabi Alonso's first test so far this season. Before that was PSG in the Club World Cup, and we know what happened to that. We know exactly what happened. So I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of things that has to be fixed, especially with the set pieces, and Real Madrid got to fix that up. Real Madrid got to fix up their chemistry, because I'm not going to lie. When you look back at it, our defense was just not good. With Dean Huijsen just booting the ball. Carreras had a terrible performance. Militao already played bad as soon as he got kicked on his leg. Carvajal was just being Carvajal. Like, we were not that same Real Madrid team that played in the last 6 games. We were not. That's me just being honest. This is me just spilling out my thoughts and me giving out my opinions. Now, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think this was just a bad day for Real Madrid? Because I cannot see that. I cannot see that this was just a regular bad day for Real Madrid. Do you guys think that Real Madrid is going to come back? Do you think there's a specific mistake, like maybe the set pieces? Just let me know in the comments below. Drop it down. And if you like my take on this, please leave a like. And also subscribe for more content. We are close to 100 subscribers. And I'm very happy because we reached it in like 2 months. And that's really good in my opinion. I like the fact that we just keep growing. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Share with your friends. And until then, Assalamu alaikum.